What's up, guys?
Go off into the sunset with such class and dignity, to me, is such a rare thing. Because in this business,
Fuck off, man.
Bruno had a falling out with, senior and junior.
Right.
Hogan had a falling out. I left. I had a falling out. This is a guy who, what? No, not me. But here's a guy who consistently was on top. And almost the reason I got a chip on my shoulder about John Cena, man, he's a Boy Scout. But it's just like he stayed true to that. And he went out the same guy. Always.
And you respect the authenticity.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
CM Punk, great to see you. It'll get warm. We got to get to work on Monday. By the way, January 5th is right around the corner.
Are you going to be in Hershey? Or you
know, come on. No, I'm going to be in Hershey.
Okay, good.
We'll see you on Monday.
What about you?
Hey, big hand.
Monday.
CM Punk.
Is that a Jewish thing?
That's Friday night.
Hanukkah's coming.
What did he say?
What about you? Shabbat Shalom?
That's right. I'm converted. Give it up for CM Punk, and let's go backstage to Byron Saxton. Byron?
Thank you so much, guys. I'm standing in the gorilla position in the backstage area, which earlier on was packed to the max between superstars, between staff. When John Cena walked out here, received a much-deserved standing ovation, much like he did outside the arena. He kissed his wife and marched off to the locker room. But what's really apparent to me as we talk about just the visceral emotions that we're all feeling about John's retirement now is the fact that, yes, there are some of us out there who are unhappy with the result of the match, unhappy with the fact that John Cena tapped out to Gunther. But John Cena left us with something. He left us all with a life lesson, whether it was the hustle, whether it was the loyalty, whether it was the respect, or despite tonight, whether it was that overarching goal to never give up in life. So for that, I think we're all extremely appreciative of John Cena on a night that I don't think any of us will ever forget. Back to you guys on the panel.
Thank you, Byron. You know what I do want to get into? There was so much anticipation for this moment. Oh, man. The last time is now what's then. The final entrance, the final shoe, the final run, the final towel, all of it.
And I love even just getting to see on those side boards the different iterations of John Cena throughout his career was such a nice touch. I love that.
And Joe, can I tell you?
Yeah.
So you were still out in Okerlund position at this point. E and I were outside the gorilla watching with a lot of other people. Oh, that's great. We saw Cena moments before this. We both agreed it was those sort of nervous, frenetic energy. The cool and calm you saw earlier, no kidding. Oh, he was running up and down. He was chatting with everyone. I've never seen him quite like that.
No, but that's like, I feel like you have to see house show John Cena. You have to see showfield John Cena. To get to see it put back right before his final match, I thought it was really special.
It was a very cool moment, and he's still chatting with everybody. And I'll never get over. One of the things I love about the modern era of Cena is that pop he gets when he starts to run to the ring. I always love that. We continue here on our post show. John Cena's final match, and we do so with Paul Triple H Levesque. This is going to be interesting. Oh, it's going to be something.
How is it gonna be interesting? How the fuck is it gonna be interesting, bro? It's not gonna be interesting. It ain't gonna be interesting. This is gonna be fucking boring now. Well, John Cena around.
I see Jimmy from security's here for a reason. We got Jimmy waiting in the wings just in case.
They wanted Super Cena to make the super comeback. And listen, we talked about this when it comes to the match itself. You said it. Hey, this is the circle of life. WWE is life. Life is WWE. And Gunther is Gunther. Yeah, look. Come on. I'm actually mildly disappointed. I thought it would be so much louder.
Are you surprised by this at all?
No.
Look, there are time-honored traditions in our business. And there are ways that you handle your business. John has said the right thing his entire career, that it is about leaving this place better than you found it. I think that people don't, there's no way for people to understand that in the moment,
Okay, bro.
But you do what is right. Business. You do what is
I'll come by.
Industry.
His
entire career, and I'm going to do that my entire career. I will do what I believe is right for this business. It just is what it is, and I understand that stuff for people to understand, but it's part of what we do. That is the role we have chosen.
Was there ever even a question in your mind that this would be what the end looked like? It feels very Cena for it to be this way.
Yeah, I mean, that is, if you were to say, what will Cena do on his way out, take the emotion out of it and ask people, what would John Cena do? And I'm talking about the character, his entire career, sum that all up and say, what would he do on the way out? Right? If we want to talk behind the scenes, he will put over somebody on the way out. He will leave this better than he found it. He will go into the ring and he will make somebody on the way out. That's what John does, what John has always done. I know people will criticize this. I think people will look at it. People will talk about this moment right here. I've got big shows I'm doing. Speaking of Cena's selflessness, I know we're going to go back to John Cena and his career, what he meant, but we got to showcase a lot of incredible talent here tonight. Can you talk a little bit about the performances of Oba, of Javon, of Leon, and so?
Let's start with Oba and we'll show some highlights as you do.
Please do, yeah. Oba was just incredible. If there's anybody with a presence that says star, if there's anybody with a presence, without even having to see him step into the ring and do anything, that you can see walk to the ring, have his entrance, and you can take all of the entrance out that you want. He is a star. He is a bona fide, charismatic, X-Factor having star that will be on top of this business. When he gets there, we'll stay there for a long time.
Physical presence is one thing. The athleticism and power is over the top. The presence on the microphone. That's what it's about. Someone on SmackDown standing toe to toe with the undisputed champion. He felt the part.
Not long ago, maybe, I think you were there, Steve, a little over 3 years ago, he had never stepped into the ring in his life. Came to a tryout with dreams and hopes coming out of college. And you see where he is today. I don't know how anybody stopped this kid. I really don't.
That was a big win by Sol Ruca as well.
Sol Ruca is just that is the difference between their levels of athleticism. The level of athleticism that you see in Sol is another just a whole other level. You see people that come into an industry, and in a moment when you see them, you think, wow, they just changed the business. Sol Ruca just changed the business.
And I think we would all agree. You could give me Javon Evans and Leon Slater all day long. I mean, it is just a wild scene to watch them.
Sometimes, moments in the business when people have the level of athleticism that somebody like those two have, they lack other things because they don't need to have them. Right? They don't need to have charisma. They don't need to have the personality. They don't need to have all those other tools because they bring so much athleticism to the table. These two have all of that and then some athletically, and then bring charisma and all the other pieces of it. But again, what you saw tonight to me was the dawning of a new era. So
I got another Drew McIntyre.
The end of the John Cena era and the beginning of a whole new wave in this business that will carry everything over into the future.
Now, listen, I know you can't make any guarantees, It's been alluded to that Brock, maybe 26 is the end for Brock Lesnar. That's been talked about. We need Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, don't we? Like, that has to happen.
That, just watching Obafemi walk out, there's a lot of people you want to see him go with, right? And I think that's the wonderful thing about it. That's a wonderful thing about NXT. You get to fantasy book these people when they get here and what can they accomplish and achieve. Not everybody's going to take that giant leap to the next place immediately, but always one of those guys where you're talking about Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like the ultimate destroyer in the business, and already there's a comparison to him walking in the door. You know what I mean? That is incredible. It's when we talk about the future, we talk about where we are, but then we talk about the future. It is so bright. It is incredibly bright.
If only we had an event at the end of January where tons of people got showcased and you never know who shows up.
Yeah, if only, right? I mean, that is a beautiful thing of this. January 5, we're gonna sort of hit that 1 year mark on Netflix. We're gonna have a big event coming up in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center there. That'll be a whole other launch into a new generation. The Rumble comes along. You make careers, you make debuts, you make careers at the Royal Rumble, and that leads you to the road to WrestleMania, which will be off the charts.
Jumping back to Cena, I think the good news for a lot of people who are very disappointed in tonight is I believe he's going to continue as an ambassador moving forward. Obviously, he has a passion for helping others. Do you know what that role looks like? Obviously, he's a very busy man, but have you talked about what his ambassador role will look like moving forward?
Yeah, and John Cena's passion for WWE didn't end tonight. John Cena's in-ring career ended tonight. His competitor stature, and that's a place that it's rare that people see the end there and then think this is exactly how I want to go out, and then get to do it. And that's what John got to do tonight, right? He had his sort of farewell run for this year on his terms. He got to do it here in a way tonight that just it meant the world to him, and I could see it out there in his eyes as he performed, just having the time in his life. One thing that I know about John is every time I've seen him going to that ring, he's had a blast doing it. Tonight was no different.
Well, you know what it's like to leave your boots in the ring, in this case, Skechers, or sneakers in the ring. Let's talk about just for a moment, just in finality, what we saw after the match. There was a simplicity to it. Cody and Punk honoring him, putting the straps on the shoulder, the roster filling out, and then the simplicity of Cena watching his tribute piece, taking the long walk, one final bow, and one final salute. What was your takeaway on what we saw after the match?
My takeaway is just respect. Respect for a man that deserves all the respect he's getting. And everything that fans put into that match, the amount of people that were here, the records that were set tonight, we crushed a record here for this building. Not just for WWE, which we did, but also for this building. You see this reaction. You see the passion that is here. You hear the passion for them now. Even just for me, that's all for John. That is the respect level for John. We didn't have to make anybody want to be here tonight. They all wanted to be here. They all wanted to be ringside. They all wanted to be here for John's moment. It's respect. It's respect for John. He is probably one of the most respected, universally respected performers I've ever seen in this business.
Here's the best part, Paul. We are like 45 hours away from being back to work. We got work to do. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Thank you.
Paul Triple H will that. Big ones are coming around the corner. We got Monday Night Raw. We got January 5th in Brooklyn's going to be an unbelievable show with headliners. As we're wrapping things up here on the post show of Saturday night main event. Big E, what's your name of that conversation?
It was interesting. Fan feedback was what I took back from it, but
My hunch is there's conversation about that conversation happening, please.
I can imagine. But look, people are passionate, and rightfully so. It's John Cena. It's his final match.
But here's the thing I would say to fans, and I'll get booted for this too. By the way, John Cena's sitting here right now. Yeah, we love John. if you love John Cena and you know about him as much as we all do, they can boo Triple H, and I understand it. You think John Cena would have wanted it to go any other way? And do you think John Cena couldn't have had it go a different way if he really insisted it go a different way? I don't think anyone was going to tell John Cena what his end looked like.
Look, I don't want to speculate. I don't know why things culminated the way they did. All I know is, look, man, we can spend a lot of time talking about how things ended, but let's also spend some time celebrating this man's career, his impact on us, why we're all here. Look, my first match on the main roster, my debut, the first time people ever saw me on the main roster was attacking John Cena, and that only meant something because of all the work that he did. This man insisted that I be in that package with The Rock for Cena. When I was nobody at FCW, he insisted, he told one of our producers, if that bench press that I had, if that's not in there, I'm not sitting down to do the interview. This man, time and time, has given back to talent. He's given back to fans. He's done make-a-wishes. I want to spend some time just celebrating him and thanking him for all the things that he has done, all the amazing ways, all the ways he shaped our careers, our childhoods. We're all here to celebrate this man. Everyone here, we can all feel a certain way, but we're all here to celebrate John Cena. We're all here for his last match. And I'm grateful that I got to be here for this. I'm grateful that, the fact that people still care, that they're this pennant, that's the impact, that's the lasting impact that John Cena has had on this industry. These people care.
Stay in the cold.
Just freezing, right.
Tess, let me ask you something. I don't know if you knew John much before you came to WWE. I hadn't met him, but not like spending the past year on the road. So I was going to say, what has your impression been of John Cena since you started on the road?
Unbelievable, detail-oriented. He cares about his craft and the industry as much as anybody possibly can. And I'll finish the show by just answering that question and saying this. Tom Rinaldi, who is a 25-year friend of mine, had this massive sit-down interview with him. And I went back and I read the notes that Tom provided in the transcript. And I wrote down one quote that John turned and said to Tom Rinaldi. And he said, to me, success is simply just fulfillment that you did the best with your wife. I use the term earn the sunset. John Cena, welcome to the sunset. You did the best with everything you had in this career. It was awesome. Congratulations.
Did you see the mark of the lights popped up?
That is it.
Where?
Washington, D.C.
Where, bro?
Main event is in the record books. With a gun-close win by
Did you see the mark lives? No.
We will see it for another match Raw and everything that lies ahead in 2026.
I'll have to check it out.
We go, Stu. I'm gonna shoot for you.
Give me 1 second, bro. I'll look at this. I'll look. I'm playing a game right now. And bro, is it on the corner? Is it in the corner, or is it in the corner of it, or where is it at? Is it the corner? Yeah. Send me a picture. Yeah.